Welcome back to IEM Gyeonggi. If you're just joining us, you're coming in about the middle of this set here. 1-1 the current score between Rogue and LW. LW able to take Route 66, the first map of this set, and then Rogue finally firing back, getting Lijiang that 2-1 victory. And now we'll be getting ready to move on to Volskaya Industries. Bit of an interesting one. Another 2-point capture map, so we'll see how these teams fare as we get ready to go in. But Rogue maybe able to ride that momentum train and find themselves one win away.
I'm having war flashbacks right now. Because I literally played against Rogue on Volskaya in ranked. For some reason, they were queuing at 6 together.
That sounds absolutely awful for you.
And it was me and 5 other solo queuers. We took the first point for them at least, but then they held us in spawn the rest of the time. So I don't think it's going to be going that way for them here against Luxury One Dread. A better team than what we had in that ranked game. Yeah, I don't know, like AKM and Soon really stepped up. AKM in particular, his Tracer was fantastic. He really rose to the occasion. Maybe it was a case of warming up. Maybe it was a case of the comp that they wanted to run. Really didn't work too well for them on Route 66. But keep in mind, like they knew the maps coming into this, and they were already into the semifinals. So they've had time to practice these 5 maps. Well, technically 6 if you're going to throw DePaul in there as a tiebreaker. Definitely showing up quite well today.
That they are. It was a little bit of a rocky start, but finally gaining the foothold in this series and firing back at LW Red, but now they're going to have to try to get this second win for them, be 1 point away from taking this best of 5 and moving on to the finals. Let's go ahead and load up into Volskaya Industries for our third map. Welcome to the motherland. Loading into Volskaya here, LW. Going to be starting things off on the attack. As we get ready to see what kind of comps are going to be, sorry, rather on the defense as we see what kind of comps they're going to piece together.
Does Rogue really want to stick to these kind of compositions? Like, when's he supposed to be a tank player? I think I've seen him on DPS more than we've actually seen him playing tank this entire series so far. And Skipjack playing the Winston.
Yeah, have him coming through on that one yet again instead of the Reinhardt. As mentioned, it's been quite comfortable on that pick, but it's been doing some work.
They don't really have the possibility to dislodge someone from the high ground if they kept that composition, if they kept Soon on Roadhog. Like, you have Skipjack who can jump in, but will most likely immediately die. They're running that heavy DPS composition yet again. I said this before, on air, before air, I was like, I bet their thing they're going to be running is triple DPS. Well, and I'm so happy to say, and I feel like I'm like totally being an ass right now, but I'm so happy to see them running this kind of comp. It's a solo tank for Skipjack, which is really rough to do, but if it works so well.
Well, now you're twice right here, it would seem, as we get ready to move back in here. And LW holding off onto that right side of the map. Rogue coming straight in off on the left already, stepping onto the point, building up towards that first checkpoint. Able to get it. We get about halfway there. But LW, they're not really able to push on and try to contest this one yet. So Rogue, they're just going to get some free push on this. You can see the first checkpoint coming through for them. Now they just go ahead, peel back a little bit. Got to be happy with that result. Don't lose anybody for it.
Yeah, so Mekko, I think he actually zoned out Unco during that fight and eventually picked up the 1v1 kill against him. I believe it was him. It could have actually been wins on the her. I couldn't see because obviously you can only see what we see on the screen. But he zoned someone out, and from that it kind of gave him an advantage where they blocked a lot of healing, blocked a lot of DPS coming their way, which allowed them to play from the low ground, from the actual point. But Rogue are still sticking to this, and they're about to hit ultimates. They're about to hit that critical mass point with the tactical visor, the pulse bomb, and that Dragon Blade.
Yeah, and that's where things get a little bit rough here for LW Red. Still have that nano boost, but actually they're going to go ahead and lose Luna. Skipjack just diving in, finding that kill, and Wins is going to pick one up. A double now as Nanohana and Janus go down, and Rogue just sweep right through LW, a team kill, and that will be the first point going over to them.
Like, where do you run when there's a Dragon Blade coming at you, there's a pulse bomb being thrown around you, and there's a tactical visor being popped off? Not to mention you have a monkey in the middle of your team. Like, there's just really not much you can do in that kind of situation. So just prepared and soon. Cue the Jaws theme. He's looking for Luna. All he needs to do is hit a couple of headshots here and charge straight through. When he doesn't get the kill, Spot Grenade comes through, but they're onto this point already.
Yeah, but that's going to be soon going down. A pretty critical loss. Mekko able to take him out, finds a double kill. Skipjack falls as well. This is going to be a little bit shaky for Rogue. Might just have to go ahead and surrender the second point, back off. Looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. Neko chases them out just a little bit. They only lose Janice on that push.
So Rogue is switching things up. The Winston's just not going to work in this situation, especially when there's a Diva on the other side. That's pretty much like a guaranteed free self-destruct. But they're keeping the 3 DPS. Well, I was going to say we were keeping the 3 DPS as they do switch Wins off a Soldier and AKM over to this one. And Winch is going to go back on Zarya. So they have that Graviton Surge potentially coming through. They have the hook potential out of Soon. But that wall out of Nanohana can really limit the way they can push into the point, so it's going to force Rogue to go onto this high ground so they're not disrupted when trying to push in.
Could be a little bit rough, have to rely on AKM entirely for the DPS coming through. LW currently holding on to 2 ultimates, as you can see. It's going to be the Sonic shield right there coming through. Gambler has that available, as well as Meko. They're going to go ahead and isolate, help the Reinhardt. Skipjack doesn't stand a chance. He goes down, as does AKM. 2 kills picked up for LW. That's going to buy them a little bit of time. Saviobi finds stuff, gets hooked the first time, gets the second hook in. And we all know that rule. The second Roadhog to hook is usually the one that comes away with a win.
The Gospel of Moon Moon for you all out there, if you haven't heard of that one. Yeah, like so the problem that Rogue is going to have is how are they going to deal with Nanohana? Not just because he's Mei and he can hold this choke point and split you in half, but because of how good he is at stalling out the point with the Blizzard that he's going to have eventually, with the Ice Block he's going to have, and not to mention his own wall just to kind of protect him. You can see the position he's in right now. Like, once they do drop, he could split them off in a really good situation and just pick them off one by one. The Luxrock Red has a lot of ultimates up, so Rogue, there's no real chance they're going to take this point on this attack. They're just trying to do as much damage as they can possibly do, build up some ults, and take away ults from Luxrock Red.
Yeah, that hook not going to connect, and now Rogue just getting chipped down very slightly. The Transcendence coming through, trying to keep them alive. Meko able to find Nox. AKM going to go down as well. And Luna finding Soon. That's going to stop this push right in its tracks. Rogue not really able to hightail it out of here. Wins is going to be the only one walking away with his life by the looks of things. So LW, yet again, another successful hold. They did have to pop a couple ultimates, but they do still have that barrier from Gambler.
Yeah, so they'll actually buy him quite a bit of time here, but that Blizzard from Nanohana is going to be the real turning point here. So Rogue, they switch over AKM onto the Reaper now, trying to get a little bit close personal, trying to fight Nanohana 1v1. Yeah, they'll be going onto this high ground, and I'm surprised they haven't spotted Nanohana out, because if they drop on top of them, it's like almost a guaranteed kill if you hit the hook and just like CC him in some form, and then AKM to follow up, which give you the man advantage and also a really easy time to push onto the point. But again, trying to push back in, Nanohana's just going to wall them off. He has Blizzard ready to go, but AKM already takes it down. The Blizzard's not going to be used.
Yeah, that's going to be huge here for Rogue, and if they can maintain this, if they don't go down, they might be able to find this push. AKM going low, makes it into the Wraith form. Unco is fallen, though. Now they have to rely on only Nox to be healing up the team. They're able to find Saviobi, though, and Meko, he does take out that Reaper, so the DPS from the side of Rogue is going to be out. Meko getting nano boosted, has that self-destruct ready to go, is just pushing back Skipjack. He's firing off with those cannons of his, and he'll find the kill in the end, and Rogue stops the tracks yet again, but this time when they come back in, they might have those 3 ultimates that they can use to try to find an advantage. They have to be worried about that Blizzard that didn't get popped by Nanohana, however.
I love the position that Saviobi had there. Is that kind of like reminiscent of Evermore, like we saw yesterday? He doesn't play like an up close and personal, like in your face, in front of you kind of Roadhog. He's actually around behind them, trying to actually focus out onto Unco and to Nox, try to kill those supports off and kill the backline team of Rogue to stop them from actually taking the point, instead of being there to kill like the DPS with a tanky lineup. So really smart play by him. He stayed alive for the most part. Didn't really have too tough of a time, and been able to hold the point yet again. But like you said, ultimates coming up aplenty for both teams. They have the Graviton Surge, they have the Earthshard, they have the whole hog. They have pretty much everything they need with the Nanobus coming through to actually make this one work. And Wins, he almost gets knocked off.
Yeah, barely makes it back onto the platform. Goes low though from that hook coming through from Saviobi, but he does not go down yet. Now coming over the wall, he's going to help. Gets a double kill. Janice taking out Skipjack as well. 4 members for Rogue. Make that 5 as Soon falls. And LW not going to lose anybody on that push. But they don't really get any of the ultimates out of Rogue either, so they can still come back in and have a very hard push coming through.
So AKM switched off Reaper when he had his ultimate. Nox switched off Lucio to go to Zenyatta. So they're trying to play a little bit more at range. Nox and AKM trying to work together to call out those discorded targets and take this high ground away from them, because you could jump across this little pit and get your soldier in that position. But this is going to be really tough because they pretty much got rid of their Graviton Surge Death Blossom combo that could have actually ended the game here. And Jonas, he's going to go for the Earthshard from behind. They're not going to expect this. Oh no!
Oh, gets hooked! He's going to go a little bit low, but it gets the heals coming right back through immediately from Luna and from Gambler. So he'll be all right. Blizzard still waiting from Nanohana. They didn't have to use it in that last push. Throws up the wall, just trying to isolate Skipjack yet again. Looks like he might be able to do it. That was the Graviton Surge coming through from Wins. Throws down the Blizzard. Isn't enough to freeze him up soon. Gonna get interrupted on that whole hog. Looks like he might go low, but the shield comes back through from Roadhog. Big flash from Ana help bursting him back up, and now with 2 members dead, LW Red, they have to rush back to the point. Rogue might find their way in. That's Meko going down as well as Gambler. Just gonna be relying on LW Red to try to rush back to the point as fast as they possibly can, but they have so few members. Just Nanohana, Janice, and Gambler back up, trying to get onto it, but Rogue, they have a firm hold. They're almost to that first checkpoint if they can find it. This would be a really good push for them. Neko coming back through, throws up that right click, but the mech still gets shredded out immediately, and he's going to go down, and Rogue, they'll continue ticking this one up as best as they can. LW Red don't want to go down without a fight, though. Now the attack visor comes through for AKM. Let's see what work he can get done. Looks like it's going to be a hell of a lot of it as Gambler falls. Rogue onto the point. I think they might have finally capped this one. We're damn close to it. Pulse Bomb not going to find anybody from Sabiobi, and he is going to go down. AKM just sniping him out with that pulse rifle. Nanohana trying to buy some time here with the ice block, but he gets taken out. And Rogue, they're just slowly chipping away at this one. The Transcendence coming through from Nox, just trying to keep him alive.
And even Janice switch over to Sombra just to keep Testis as much as they possibly can, but they still have not been able to finish this one off. Janice just gonna hop back, but that's 3 quick kills for Rogue, and that might have been enough to finally finish this one off. We have someone still on the point contesting it, but it's just not gonna ladder. In the long terms of this, Janice on towards the side, he was actually stealthed up so he wasn't seen, and they bought time. Nanohana's back on the point.
Yeah, but is it enough? That's gonna be the Graviton Surge coming out, gonna suck up Nanohana immediately, and he does go down, and they're able to get Janice as well. Neko coming back through, has that Discord Orb onto him. He's going to get that mech pop. And Rogue still just trying to stick in here, but they just haven't advanced at all on this capture yet. Now into the overtime. This is perfect for LW Red, even if they lose it right here, which it looks like they may, just a sliver left, and they are able to take it. Soon popping off on the Tracer, able to come up with some kills there at the very end to help solidify that. But that went from a very bad situation to a pretty decent one from LW. They were able to hold off until the overtime.
Yeah, which of course means they're not going to get that extra minute for Rogue if we do see Luxury Red complete, at least with a second left on the board. So really important for them, and honestly, really well. There's a lot of like small individual plays, which is really hard to like point out when it's such a long, drawn-out fight. But like for instance, Wins, he actually shielded up Unco when he was playing Zenyatta because a pulse bomb came through, which would have killed him, which would have delayed his Transcendence, which eventually was a tipping point for them, and also his healing and his Discord Orb. So those small little minute plays helping Rogue secure that point. And well, at this rate, they've kind of forced a minimum of a second chance, and definitely a minimum of a tie.
Yeah. Also, Janice, good hold by him on that Sombra, just sitting in the corner, completely in stealth, holding on as best as he can. Give enough time for Nanohana to get in there with the ice block. But in the end, LW couldn't full hold it, but still get the best possible scenario outside of a full hold. So I'm sure that they'll be at least satisfied with that result. But now we'll have to see what they can do when it comes to this push. We can see right now possibly going for a bit of that dive comp. Sabiobi hovering over that Genji. Not sure if he's going to stick with that one, though.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't really played much Genji. It's been Nanohana the one to do that, but Nano's going to be sitting on the Soldier this time. So I think what Luxury Watch Red is assuming that Rogue is running a Mei, so they can get around that wall immediately, like kind of jump over it or just kind of get past it in general. But they also do have a decent composition from getting on this high ground and preventing a lot of the damage that could come the way towards the low ground for Nanohana, Jonas, and Luna, depending on where they want to hold. But we can see Rogue trying to hold towards the high position. Again, running solo healers, just going to be Unco. And AKM there to support, with quotations. It's going to be, I don't know, this is going to be really rough for Luxury Red to actually dismantle this hold out of Rogue because they have so much damage out of Rogue and survivability still even with the solo healer, and Luxury Red can be a little bit squishy with Sabiobi.
Well, it looks like they are going to stick with this one. Sabiobi will in fact be coming through on the Genji. Let's see what he can do. Instead of Nanohana, he's going to go ahead and push straight through, and this is looking reminiscent of the first half of this round. Meko, though, already going to get that mech popped and straight into his base diva form, getting chunked out, might go down. There it is, first kill coming through. Nox able to find the mirror match in his favor. Sabiobi not going to get hooked up, has that deflect coming through, and that will save his life at least for a little bit longer.
Yeah, look at this ult discrepancy between both teams. I mean, Unco is at 90%, should have it definitely in this fight. As long as he doesn't get assassinated somehow, and even Mech only at 20% because he got desuited so early on, where Nox basically doubling this. AKM hasn't had a chance to really do too much damage, only at 30% on his ultimate, but he's keeping Sabiobi back just by spamming away at him every time he tries to jump in.
Yep, now pushing forward yet again. You can hear the nano boost coming through. Nox is trying to get onto Luna. Not able to find it, gets pinned into the wall. Going to take a bit of damage, but he's flying his way out to safety. Looks like he's going to stay alive for a bit longer. LW Red losing 2 members of Nano. Hannah and Gambler go down. And that's going to be a bit rough for them, so it's going to halt them right in their tracks. 2.5 minutes just about on the clock here. LW unable to really make any progress.
They're starting to get to the point, though, that they're going to have ultimates. Like, Dragon Blade's up soon, Tactical Visor's up soon. The combo with Nano Boost and Attack Visor is going to be up very, very soon. And Rogue, I mean, they do have their own Attack Visor coming relatively quickly, but all they really have is Nox to kind of zone him away, and if Nanoha just plays from range, I mean, he's going to have a hard time breaking through the shield, but eventually Rogue's going to have to send someone down there to that point to contest.
Yeah, that Skipjack coming through on the backside, getting boosted up. Gonna try to make something happen now. Sabiel going in with the Dragon Blade, trying to find some kills. He's gonna be able to take out a couple members here with the help of his team. AKM gonna fall off, and that might just be the opening that LW needed to take this point. Looks like it is. Rogue gonna go ahead, have to play back onto the second point, and try to set up a firm defense. See Nox, the last one to go down, but in the end, LW, they will find this point.
I think AKM actually killed himself a little bit there with the Helix rocket, and because the look on his face was like he was frustrated there. Because they already held so well on the point. There was just that Graviton, or not the Graviton Surge, sorry, the Dragon Blade, and with Gambler playing the Winston jumping on top of them with the Primal Rage, that really kind of separated them and threw them off a little. But now, they have 3 ultimates to defend with here. They have Skipjacks, Earthshatter coming up soon. They have to do it for 5 minutes. They already saw their sister Western team do this yesterday against Lunatic High, where Misfits held for 7 minutes. It's very possible they could do it again.
Let's see, they do have several ultimates there. Unco holding on that nano boost. Genesis is able to find soon. Wynn's getting taken low, but he's able to get burst sealed back up. Never mind, Gambler actually able to finish him off as the Lucio. Neko going back into his mech suit. 3 ultimates here for LW, but a big Earth Shatter coming through. Are they able to capitalize and find any kills on this? Yet to be decided. Skipjack actually is going to go down as Nanohana takes him out, but Saibyobi falls as well. Nox doing such a good job just pushing into the face of these tanks. But he is going to lose his suit and might be going down. You can see Meko just trying to charge onto AKM and keep him busy. And it looks like it's going to work. And there, LW almost getting a team kill. Skipjack coming back up. Now the swap over to the Tracer for soon. Let's see if he can do any work. The point almost capped out here already for LW Red. No ultimates available on either side. And LW, they're looking to close this one out nice and cleanly.
And Rogue, they need these ultimates to take this point back. Look how close this is being captured over here. Nanohana's going to be sitting in the back with the help of the Sound Barrier, trying to do as much damage as he possibly can here, trying to go onto Wins, who's playing the Monkey here, jumping high into the sky here. But that's just kill left and right for Luxrod Red, and they're going to finish with 4 minutes and 22 seconds left. This means Rogue has no chance to attack again, and 4.5 minutes to capture that first point is very likely.
Yeah, it's looking good for LW, though that first point was giving them a little bit of trouble here as they try attacking. So maybe Rogue will be able to hold on. They can hold on for 2 more minutes than they did this first time around, then maybe they can come out with a victory, or at least the draw take us to a tiebreaker on Nepal. But things are looking pretty good for LW to pick up their second map win.
I think it's very likely. It didn't take them 4.5 minutes to actually capture the point the first time, so I don't really expect to see them change too much up. I mean, they're still running the Solar Healer out of Luna like they did last time. Pretty much exact same comps. It is exact same comps from both teams. So Rogue will have a second chance to actually maintain his first point hold, and they need to if they want to throw it into Nepal in a best of 1 to have a chance to actually take the lead here in this best of 5.
LW gonna have those characters that can really build up their ulti meters pretty quickly. With Saibyobi on that Dragon Blade, we saw how crucial it was. Taking out AKM, maybe making him kill himself a little bit there with the Helix rockets. So
it's always the worst when it happens to you. Even on Pharah as well.
Yeah, if he can stack that up quickly again, and if Luna can get that nano boost, LW, they can sweep right through this first point. Here we go, out the gates. They'll be rushing through onto this left side, by the look of things. Rogue, of course, just going to be sitting up top on the right.
Yeah, I wonder if Mecha's going to get desuited early this time, because now they know the comp they're up against and the position they're going to hold and how they're going to hold it. And he got hooked in early on and then picked off and desuited right away, which I think it happened almost exactly the same right there. He got hooked in, but he did survive that one a little bit better. You say Yulby trying to sit in towards the back, trying to force them to actually come out of this tight choke area, which, I mean, honestly, they can sit on the point and start to capture it. Jonas doesn't need to sit up this high ground. He's just trying to protect Nanohana to win the shield battle.
Oh, that's a big hook in on Meko. They get his suit, and they should be taking him out as well. Heals are coming through from Luna, trying to keep that Diva alive, but another hook, and that will be Meko biting the dust this time around. It's going to be Biotic Grenade coming through him to deny a lot of heals, but Saibyobi, he goes in deep, trying to get some damage in, maybe even a kill onto AKM, but he doesn't find it. Wins is able to burn him out. And that is going to be a stopper here for LW, who just have yet to really push onto the point. You can see Rogue actually shoving out from that side room. Just going to move straight into the face of LW Red, trying to punish them as best as they can. The nano boost onto Nox as he charges forward. getting in onto Janice helps burn him out. Several kills picked up for Rogue, and they will maintain control of this first point.
I was actually surprised they used an auto boost there onto Nox. I mean, maybe it's just to kind of help build up a self-destruct, but I feel like with the kills they already had on Sabiobi, they didn't necessarily need to use it, but you saw the focus of Overwatch Red. You saw Sabiobi, Gambler, and Meko all try to dive onto ACAM to eliminate him immediately, and then the tanks would be able to get out, and Sabiobi would be able to just dash and reset and get out of the actual fight. So they have the man advantage. It just didn't work out, because obviously Unko was healing him quite a bit. He had the Biotic Station as well, Biotic Field to actually keep him alive. But now with the Dragon Blade available, this is where things turn south for Rogue.
Yeah, Rogue still trying to stack up some of these ultimates. AKM is close, but here we go. The Nana boost on the Dragon Blade, dashing forward. Gonna try to find some kills. Already finds a double onto AKM, and Unko has to back away from that explosion of Nox, but not gonna get caught out by that one. Still just throwing these stars time and time again into the back of the head of Soon, but he goes down. Janice is able to finish off wins, and it looks like LW Red, with just Sabiobi down, they might be able to take this point or at least get a bit more capped off. Nox, the last one alive, he gets taken out, and I think that's all she wrote here for Volskaya. LW Red looking to take the second map. AKM charging it as best he can, but it cannot do it. That's going to be a 2-1 lead rather for LW Red, just one map win away from moving on to the finals.
The thing is, if you're Rogue in that situation, you have to know the Dragon Blade's coming through. But most importantly, you're sitting in the perfect position to allow a Dragon Blade to destroy you, because they're all in a tight, confined area. The dashes will reset constantly, which you hit your entire team with. And then every slash he throws out, he hits multiple targets. So you're eventually going to fall from that one, and that's just kind of how the dice are going to roll here. You're not really going to have a successful defense if you can't really adapt when you know what's coming. So a little bit unfortunate for Rogue. Honestly, really well done by Overwatch Red. And I think for LW Red, it's a really big proving point in this tournament. They didn't qualify for the Apex season. They had to play in challenges where they went 11-0. This is the chance to show everyone out there that, hey, we deserve to be in that one. And also they have the chance, I think, next week with you and Wolf casting together to actually qualify into it.
Yeah, and I mean, right now with the performance that they are putting up, it looks extremely likely that they will find their way into the Apex League. So LW Red having a really good shot at that, and a really good shot at taking out Rogue, our last foreign team here. So we might just have all Korean finals across every game here at IEM Gyeonggi. How fitting for a tournament taking place in Korea.
I can hear Monty somewhere in Las Vegas right now, just cackling, laughing, enjoying this.
He's probably passed out after that MLG after party
There
for
was
the first day.
dodgeball there.
Yeah, I know, that looked like a lot of fun, but you know, we're having some fun here at IEM as well. Let's not sulk on not being in Vegas, but let's go ahead and take a look at our fourth map. As you can see, it is going to be Eichenwald as we go back to this, so going to be a bit of a more difficult map than these guys